Hello?
Oh, yeah.
Hello?
Type in your parents' phone number.
Type in your parents' chest size.
Yes.
Type in your dad's chest size. And you'll get $20.
Do you remember the Talking Tom apps and how they were
Yeah.
huge spy things?
I don't remember that.
Oh. It might have just been like a conspiracy thing, but like a few times in school I heard like, yeah, Talking Tom listens in on you and like records you. And I was like, I don't use
Talking Tom records you whenever you are talking to another Tom in another app, and then you play the Toms together, and they keep getting higher and higher pitched until they're just screeching.
Until they can't even process the audio anymore.
Zach, for the listeners at home, what do you have in your hand?
I have in my big, giant, meaty hand a Mr. Beast quinoa. Is that how you say that? Quinoa crunch chocolate bar. There's a mystery ticket inside.
No, there's most likely not.
Oh, okay.
There could be a mystery ticket.
We could get into a Mr. Breast video.
We could get into Mr. Breast's chocolate factory.
Yes.
That's what's at stake here.
I'm so excited.
He's like a real-life Willy Wonka.
I gotta how to open this thing, bro.
I'm going to turn up this part of the podcast. I'm going to turn up the volume on Zach's mic.
Yes, just to hear that beautiful wrapper.
The beautiful quinoa crunch.
Yep. Let's see. There she is, boys.
There she is in her beautiful brown majesty.
Yes, it says Devour. ASMR chocolate crunch.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite crunchy. Quite It's a pretty, like, decent chocolate bar. You know, being a chocolate connoisseur myself. It tastes like it came right from Mr. Breast.
Right from Mr. Breast's breasts.
Yes.
He's going to be tasting Mr. Breast's best for the rest of the podcast.
Exactly.
Now, how expensive, roughly, would you assume that chocolate bar would be?
I'd like to assume it was $5, but I'm going to have to say it's probably like maybe $9.95.
$9.95?
Yes.
Okay, well, I bought it in a pack of 10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't just get it by itself.
I see. How much was the 10 pack?
It was about $30.
$30 for 10 of them?
Yeah, so it's $3 per bar.
Dang. That's pretty... Have you already eaten the rest of them?
I have eaten some of them.
You have not gotten the ticket yet?
Oh, no, there's no tickets at all. That's the last bar.
Oh.
And you can just feel if there's a ticket. There's not a ticket.
Okay, yeah. It's an alright chocolate bar, though.
Yeah, well, it's sort of like meant to be a slightly healthier chocolate bar.
Mm-hmm.
It has 5 ingredients.
Really? Let's see.
And that's the only thing that is really different about it from another chocolate bar. It has about the same amount of everything else.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
It says that it's like 170 calories and like however many grams of sugar, but it's 2 servings per bar.
Yeah, I know.
Which is just a lie.
Yeah, it just completely misses the point of it.
My girlfriend didn't. Well, I mean, she thought it was okay. I mean, I thought basically the same. Like, I thought it was like, it's because I've eaten other chocolate more recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so it's like, this is like, oh, yeah, this is okay. It does taste like it would be healthier, except it's not really.
The most of anything in this chocolate bar is cane sugar.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
That's the first ingredient.
Like, it's like, yeah, it's like about a third of the chocolate bar is made up of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, it's more than a third. It's almost half. Because the chocolate bar is 60 grams, and there are 26 total grams.
Yeah, exactly.
It's ridiculous. So it's like just not better than like a crunch bar. It's like not. Well, what do you give it out of 10?
I give it 8 out of 10 gold doubloons.
Gold gibbons.
Yes.
Let's before we continue, let's address the elephant in the room. Michael
has fallen off of his yacht for the 3rd time this month.
Yeah, Michael is sort of in between Christmas of last year. For Christmas of last year, basically, he was given about $1,000, which he used to invest in various Bitcoins, NFTs, and crypto.
Yes.
He invested in a lot of crypto chicks, Bored Apes.
Yep.
He invested in a lot of, crazy goblins, a lot of brown fish, a lot of gray matter. And basically, he sort of turned a massive profit. He's become incredibly wealthy.
I was surprised myself. I honestly, I have no idea what an NFT is or anything.
Whenever Michael swooped down from like a squad of helicopters into like the porch outside of Zach's apartment.
Yes.
And he started shooting through the walls in order to kill Zach.
Yes.
For sport, Zach was like,
oh my God.
He was genuine. He was like legitimately like, wow, I'm really impressed that you were able to so wisely.
I was like, how can you
finances.
accumulate so much wealth so quickly? It's quite amazing. And he's like, it's easy, Zach.
And then Michael got down and did a one-handed push-up.
Yes, and then I had to leave. That's when I had to move out. I couldn't take it anymore.
Yeah. Zach is currently living in between inside places to live.
Yes.
So he's homeless.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I tried to contact. I tried to record anything with Michael, and he's. I mean, I don't think he's like dodging it. Like it's just that he like also works full time. Like it's just a whole thing, and I don't know. I don't know what the situation is, but I can tell you this: the more time that passes, I've still not paid for messing up his mom's car. And the more time that passes, the more I'm like, that driveway is just bad. Yeah. It's just a bad driveway.
Avoid it at all costs.
Yeah, it's just a narrow. There's not. If you have more than 2 cars, it's just terrible.
Yes.
It's just it fucking pisses me off. I mean, I'd still like pay for it, I guess, but like, I mean, I could still pay for it. Like, it's not like a problem. It's not. They didn't make the driveway.
True.
It's just a shit driveway. It's obnoxious. They should have just paved over all of it and made it a parking lot.
Exactly. That's what we need. More parking lots.
We need more parking lots. We need more people to own more cars.
Yes.
Everybody should have at least 3 cars. Not a lot on the Michael front right now.
I see.
He is sort of on the grind. He's on the dubstep grind.
Yes, I understand the grind.
Yeah.
I personally... So for the worldwide viewers of PC3K, you may be wondering, where have we been for the past month and a half? And I'd like to take I'd like to take the blame for that, because this year started and then I kind of was just like, damn, this kind of sucks. Like, I usually kind of just like get down in the dumps at the beginning of each year. It's just kind of the way things go with me.
Lower your expectations for the rest of the year.
Yes. And then that's whenever everything good starts happening, is once they get really low. But I'm back. I'm ready to start talking.
It's the year of Zach.
It is the year of
2022, the year of Zach. I've seen a fuck ton of movies.
Oh, really?
I've seen because I've started recording them on IMDb, basically.
Yeah.
I'm sort of cataloging it. People have been asking. A few people, they've been asking like, hey, what do you think of this? Like, I don't really know how to feel about, this film. Can you let me know?
Yes.
Seen a bunch. I have a little movie shelf now that I've started with a couple movies on there. And I saw Pan's Labyrinth. That was very good. I saw Fantastic Planet. That was really good.
Yes.
But The Silence of the Lambs is one. Have you seen that?
I've seen the first part of it. Mm-hmm. And then, because I was watching with my grandpa, and my grandpa was like, you gotta watch this movie, son. And I was like, okay. And we watched half of it, and he got bored of it and turned it off. It was a long time ago.
It seems like a movie your grandpa would like, actually.
Yes.
Like, it's not that great.
Oh, is it really?
It's fun. It's not horrible. It's a good movie, but it's not, you can see why it's iconic. You can see there are things in there. You're like, oh, I guess I get it. But some of it's just goofy. The bad guy is just a Joker guy.
Oh yeah.
He's oh, he's fucking, he's covered in blood, but he's doing the classical music is playing, and he's he's moving his arms, and he's his eyes are closed.
I'm not like other villains.
I'm not like other people. I'm a little bit crazy.
I'm a little different from you.
I'm a little bit different. And it's like this, it's like Judas and the Black Messiah. That's about how, that's about, there's the CIA in that one. And they're like the big fucking bad guys, obviously, because they assassinated like just all of them, all the civil rights people.
Yeah.
And then like Silence of the Lambs is like about how the FBI is like cool, basically.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not literally what it's about, but like they like made up like a hype, like
a crazy cannibal killer.
Yeah, a cannibal killer who's also like smart, like a super hyper capable one. Like first, Anthony Hopkins is not very intimidating because he's a little fucking frog man. He's a good actor, but not a very intimidating guy. Like it's funny because he like bites people.
Yep.
And he straight up goes ape mode on them. Like there's just that kind of person just doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there aren't people that are like that are like hyper capable, and it's just like, it's such a goofy fucking thing, a goofy film. It's also like a 90s feminist movie.
Oh, really?
Where she's a lady in the 90s, and she's like, I'm gonna prove myself.
I'm gonna climb the ranks of the FBI.
Yeah.
Be a reporter.
I'm a straight cis Latino with diagnosed anxiety disorder.
Yeah.
And I'm in the CIA.
I'm gonna go hunt cannibals.
I'm gonna go hunt cannibals and tell Martin Luther King Jr. to kill himself.
Yes.
That's such a funny idea. Like just like imagining like I'm sure that the actual like a pretty close to accurate transcription exists, but just like imagining like you're in the FBI and you're like, hey buddy, kill yourself.
Yeah, this is Martin Luther's like, okay.
No, that's the actual fucking conspiracy. Yeah.
I watched a whole video about how the FBI killed Martin Luther King.
Yeah.
And I was like, that makes sense.
I mean, those are the ones where it's like, yeah, like it's weird. It's like weird how many, like you just never hear like, oh, this person who killed this person, they were like working with the CIA.
Yeah.
It's like Lee Harvey Oswald was like was working, like what?
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of those ones where I was like, oh, I don't like. That's one of the ones where it's like, oh, it's just a conspiracy theory. A lot of people
and then you just find out one fact, and you're like, oh fuck.
You're just like, what? And then just nobody talks about that.
Yeah.
Like, why is that not relevant? And then like the debunk is just like, there's no evidence to suggest.
Have you heard about like the Martin Luther King conspiracy?
I just know like in broad strokes.
Yeah, like the guy that rotted in jail didn't do anything. He was just the fall guy, and everyone kind of stood up for him. It's pretty interesting. I watched a video by a guy named Wendigoon. He makes a lot of horror videos, but he also was like, it's Martin Luther King Day, I'm gonna make a conspiracy video. So check him out. I also have been watching some movies, but kind of on a different spectrum.
Yeah.
I watched Chicken Run for the first time.
Damn. They're making a sequel or something.
Yeah, I saw that. It was really good. Because like I've seen like the funny haha memes and everything about it, but like just sitting down and watching it, I was like, it's a pretty nice film.
It's a real classic. They're also making a new Wallace and Gromit thing.
Oh, really?
But Wallace, the voice actor who played Wallace, died.
Oh.
So they're making a new one and they're recasting Wallace.
It's Chris Pratt.
Yeah, they're recasting
Wallace.
Yes, dude. Ryan Reynolds would be a good Wallace as well.
Exactly. And then The Rock can be the Penguin.
The Rock can be Gromit.
Yeah.
You can just sort of tell it's him.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
They took static audio from him just standing silently in the recording booth.
Every time Gromit is on screen, it's just that static audio is playing.
Yeah. My girlfriend, like a month or two ago, quit her job working at a place called Swig. They basically make sody pops.
Yes.
They put sody pops. They put little orbs into sody pops. They come in the soda and they give it to you. And it's sort of like that's sort of the implied nature of the exchange is that there's cum in the soda.
Yes, exactly. The orbs, they give you infused health effects like smaller kidneys.
Yeah, this is a I'm claiming this legally. I am making a positive claim that they do in fact put cum into their drinks.
Yes.
Swig puts cum. This is confirmed. I have confirmed this. This is a fact. Swig puts real life horse cum into every single cup. They have a horse in the back. They masturbate the horse into your cup.
And then they put the soda pop
in. And you fucking love it. You eat it up.
I see how long the line is when I drive past there.
Icy wiener. Aw, crud.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fucking shit. Cunt. That should have been what Fry said instead.
Yes.
But she quit. And it's like she's like noticeably happier now.
I bet.
But what Swig is it's sort of like, it's like Starbucks-ish. But with sody pops, and you know the way that it's set up is in such a way that there's like a line. The building is one of those really little ones. You see them like more and more lately. I
think it's because it's just like the way, because like everyone's like capitalism breeds innovation, and they're like, there was a whole fucking pandemic where people couldn't show up.
Yeah.
Now let's just build drive-thrus because that's all people want to do.
They're all like tiny little cubes now.
Yes, and it's like there's no parking lot. It's just a drive-thru.
It's like smartphones. They're just going to keep getting smaller and thinner.
Yes.
Until they begin just getting wide. And then they'll be wide and flat.
Yeah.
Any place like that. I mean, Starbucks is much worse, obviously, because more people know. But any place like that's just annoying where people can just customize everything.
Exactly.
You really shouldn't. That should have never been invented. Never should they have invented this thing where you can just customize everything.
You should have never given the consumers the power to decide.
You should fucking not have. You should give them, okay, you can have 3 different kinds of coffee. We got brown coffee, we got medium coffee, we got spicy coffee.
Exactly. Pick one.
Yeah, you got to pick one of those. We have fucking Dr. Pepper, root beer, and Mountain Dew Code Red. We don't have any of the other ones.
Anything else, fucking piss off.
Yeah, piss off, or we'll piss in your fucking cup.
Yeah.
We'll piss in your cup and tell you it's Mountain Dew, the normal kind.
Yes.
Look, if you want normal Mountain Dew, put it in a little filter. It'll filter out all the red of the Code Red, and you'll just be left with the Dew.
Yes, exactly.
But the way it works is similar to Chick-fil-A. I don't know how these brands are like nationally, but we live in like the middle of the United States. But like basically there are people outside that take your order. Now Chick-fil-A, they kind of got a pretty gangster little setup. They have like this big like pavilion. They have this little booth that a person like who prints like receipts is in. Out. And they have like heaters up above. They're like shop heaters. Like,
really?
They're big. Yeah, they're very massive. But whenever it's too cold, they go inside. Swig, they don't have like an intercom system like McDonald's. They have the employees like wait outside for the cars to come by, and they do not have a heater. They do not have any sort of little booth. They just wait outside and take orders. Open. And so it's been winter, and so it's gotten quite cold some of these days. They have to go outside no matter what, and there were days when it was like snowing, and like there were like maybe a few people out, almost nobody, right? And they still would force the employees to go outside so that they could take the order. They're not allowed to go inside ever.
No, and you can't even go into the building to order, can you?
No. There's no going in. But like what they would try to do, what the people working there would try to do is they'd go inside and be like, the car can just pull up to the fucking window.
Yeah.
But like they're not allowed to do that. Like they tried to do that one time, and the fucking regional manager waddled up and was like, "You guys have to go outside.
You guys have to follow the rules."
Yeah, and it was freezing. It was probably like 20-something degrees out there, and one of the funnier things. First off, they have like one like coat that all of the employees share. They also have one pair of gloves that all of the employees share. But they have to use an iPad whenever they're outside to, take the orders. IPad. Yeah, so they have to touch the screen. So what they did is they cut the finger off of one of the gloves, so one of the gloves just doesn't have a finger on it while they're taking orders, and it's like 22 degrees outside.
I love coming into the building with a blue finger.
Yeah, they call it the blue finger. It's fucking crazy.
Jimmy got blue finger again. Who's taking his shift?
Yeah, it's terrible, and like they'll just get like. You can sort of see like the way that like the dynamic of like the way that workplaces operate, because like one of the times that this happened where they tried to go inside and then like somebody showed up, it was like there was like a shift lead who was there, and then there were the other employees, and like one of them suggested that they come inside, but the shift lead, I think they were like, I mean, I guess. Like, why not?
I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but I do care for your.
Well, I mean, I don't even think they were like very active in the decision. I think they just kind of let it happen. Mm-hmm. And then the regional manager came over and was like, "You can't do this. You cannot do this." And it's sort of like, yeah, man, that is fucking like, what is she supposed to be like? No, you have to go outside.
Yeah,
I know that you hate it, and it also doesn't matter, but you have to do it. It's like it creates this sort of antagonism between people who are working.
Yeah, exactly,
and who are basically in the same position by putting one in like a position of authority over the other one. But yeah, it's quite it was very shitty, and obviously there's just annoying customers in places like that.
Yeah, if you get like the ultimate customizing place, then you're gonna have people that want to customize it.
Yeah,
and if they can't, they're gonna be angry.
Yeah, it's not like they'd just be like mad. Like if like places will just be out of things, and they'll just be pissed off.
Yeah,
like one person apparently, like one of my girlfriend's coworkers, was like, "Oh, we're out of root beer," and the person ordering was like, "I'll kill you."
Really?
Yeah, they're like, "I'll kill you."
I'll fucking kill you. Where's my fucking root beer?
Yeah, she's like, "What?" And she's like, he was like, "I'll kill you." Because they're out of fucking like root beer or some shit.
Jesus.
But yeah, the best thing about it is, of course, it's all populated by high schoolers.
Yeah,
because it was like a new place that just had opened, and it's like it's pretty close to some schools. I think there's actually like a school down the street from it. Maybe.
Yeah, just a few. Yeah,
there's like a few schools in this area, and so there's a bunch of high schoolers that work there, and they're just because they're not only are they just like they're high schoolers, so like that can be kind of annoying.
Yeah,
they're high schoolers that are like choosing, like for the most part, that are choosing to work, right? Like,
yes,
a lot of them are probably like, upper middle class people who are just like, yeah, I want to. There's some that aren't.
Yeah, there's some that have to, but for the most part, like there are people that want to work just so like they can like pay for their video game stuff or something.
Like one of the people who works there is actually like legitimately, like she works like 3 jobs and she's like 17 or something. Jeez. Like it's fucked up that she has to do that.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Like,
yeah.
She it's a need, and she like got COVID, but she just had to come in anyway.
Really?
Yeah, basically, like, and also like obviously like they changed like the time frame, so it's 5 days, which is just that's just wrong.
Yeah,
like
that's just like
might as well make it 0 days. But also like if it's unpaid and you rely on getting that money, like you would just lie.
Yeah,
like, and like obviously they're working in tight quarters, and it's like not well regulated by anybody involved.
Exactly. So yeah, my job, they whenever the CDC was like, oh, it's only 5 days now, obviously the Walmart brand is like, our workers don't have to stay out of work as long. Yeah. Totally. So that happened, and then all of a sudden, like, our store got hit by like a huge wave because like nobody really cared about COVID anymore. Yeah, it's the holidays, obviously. So maybe like 30 or 40 people got COVID and weren't showing up to work for like 5 days.
Yeah.
And it was just a terrible time. And like one of our coworkers died from COVID.
Jesus fuck.
Yep. They have like 2 coworkers in the span of like a week died.
Holy shit.
One of them died from a heart attack, but I think she had just recovered from COVID like not even that long ago.
Well, yeah, it fucks up your heart too.
Exactly. And then the other one actually died of COVID.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, all these people that I work with, like, they always talk like, I'm not fucking scared of COVID. If I get COVID, I'll be fine. And now, like, there are 2 obituary cards hanging up in our break room.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And, like, almost every week that I come into work, there's a new card on the table, like a get well soon card one of our old lady people that work here has COVID. So they're just like, get ready. We're about to have another card on the wall.
Let's start betting.
It's ridiculous. And then just this week on Friday, they stopped, like, if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask again.
Yeah.
Which I understand, that's fair, but I'm not going to take off my mask just yet. I want to see how this goes first. But now all of my coworkers have their masks off, just everyone does.
Yeah.
The people that aren't vaccinated, they take it off anyway and just straight up lie.
And I mean, yeah, like, there's not really any way to enforce it.
No, there's not. So I'm just kind of just sitting there, and I'm like, this place is kind of collapsing in on itself. It's pretty bad.
Fucking awful.
But at least the holidays are over. And then there was the Super Bowl. That's a very
I think
American
like
thing.
all like COVID is just up in basically every way right now.
Yeah.
Man. Oh, yeah. I was gonna like with the high school thing just like lead into like the high schoolers because of their position, like they're like the most annoying kind of person that you can work with, because they like care like a bunch, like they act like like this is like an important thing, like taking it super seriously and stuff, and like also they're just dumb, so they don't know that they can like say no. Like if everybody just said no, it's like, nah, they're not gonna fire all of you. That would be too inconvenient to do.
Yes.
But it like, so they're just dumb high schoolers, so they'll just go outside in the cold and just freeze.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they like don't have like a concept of like what they should, like what they are owed as people who are like working.
Yeah, mainly company. Because it's kind of like they don't have to. I think it's a fact of like, or it's the fact that like high schoolers it's like their first job, so they don't know what they're getting into yet.
Yeah.
So they're just like, oh, the manager, the person that signs my paychecks, they told me to do something. When reality is kind of like, no, you kind of have.
Yeah.
You have the ability to do stuff.
Yeah, some people, they just sort of stay like that. But like it's like whenever you're like, yeah, and it's probably like worse even because it was like almost all, like my girlfriend, she's 20.
Yes.
She's like, she was one of the oldest people that worked there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so it's like they're just around a bunch of other dumb high schoolers that are just constantly reinforcing this dumb
thing. Oh, yeah,
that
like the mindset.
Yeah, the fucking grind set. Swig up. Swig dig. 3, 2, 1, swig out.
Yes. But see, it's different at my job because I work at Walmart, which, if you didn't know, I found this out that like Walmart is like the #1 employer of Americans.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of a scary thought.
Well, like each store, there's like what,
70 or like 100 people
like
working 100 people. There. Have you seen Smiling Friends?
I have seen 3 episodes of Smiling Friends.
See, I watched all of it last night. I like all of it. Let me see what I'm trying to say here. If you don't know what Smiling Friends, let's just start with that. If you don't know what Smiling Friends is, it's a show on Adult Swim. It was created by these old, well, they're not old, but like they basically have been like internet personalities for like the better part of a decade. Like they've been around since like Newgrounds age and everything. Psychic Pebbles and
Michael Cusack.
Yeah. But it's a pretty good show. I liked it a lot. Do you have HBO Max to be able to watch it?
My parents probably do. I don't know. I've just seen like the first 3 episodes on like YouTube or something.
I like, because like the premise of it is like they have to smile and everything, and like the one thing I kind of liked about the show was in the beginning, like the gimmick was like, oh, we just have to make people smile, and like it was just like the craziness of it. But the later episodes, they kind of like go into the theme of like there are a lot of shitty people in the world, and all you have to do is smile, and it's a bit easier. Because I don't want to spoil Smiling Friends for you.
Yeah, don't fucking spoil
the best.
No spoilers, please. No spoilers.
Yeah, but it's pretty good. I feel like if whenever you watch it, you'll kind of see what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty. It's nice. Yes. I like it's got
a lot of. It's
good interesting
animation.
To look at, and there's there's a lot of like goofs. There's a lot of goofs, gaffs, and even laughs.
Yes.
There's a lot of goofs, gaffs, and even even laughs in this funny crew of funny fellows that are funny.
They are different colors.
They're different colors. You know, how about that?
I don't know, bro. I think they're trying to say something about the world we live in today.
Yeah, like how sometimes my penis is a different color than my head.
Yes. Why is that?
Why is it? It's dark purple, but my
it's black and blue.
It's black and blue.
But yeah, you should watch Smiling Friends if you get a chance.
Yeah. I'll consume the rest of it pretty soon.
Yes. In other news, the world is about to be plunged into a war that nobody wants.
The world is about to be plunged.
Have you been keeping up with the world politics recently, or?
I know the Russia-Ukraine thing.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The United States has to go in there and be like, guys, no, Ukraine, you are scared of Russia. This is a big deal for you. I mean, I don't know. They do, like, Russia does this, like, every year.
It's just one of those yearly things, but this year they're like, I think everyone's kind of like, our economy's getting kind of bad. Let's kind of rile things up.
Let's rile them up. But yeah, like, Russia, like, every year, they're amassing, the news is like, they're amassing troops near Ukraine's border. Yeah. You mean in Russia? The Russians are amassing troops in Russia? Oh, no.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Russian troops in Russia. Sure, like, Russia's, like, terrible and bad, but, like, what? Like, what are we gonna do? Are we, them. I'm gonna say, that's what I think of the U.S., government, them. Like, what are they gonna do? They're not good. Well, like, are they gonna do good things? They're gonna do the good imperialism to cancel out Russia's bad imperialism.
No, because that's completely it. Because I was watching one of Biden's press conferences, and he was like, there will not be a single American soul fighting in this war if war happens.
There will not be a single American soul to look at my hole if we fight this war.
I was watching that Biden's press conference, and then it turned to the news channel. The news channel was like, we know that Biden said that we're not going to be sending any troops and fighting or anything, and that we don't want to be fighting. But this, and then they were like, but this is some lady, she's the defense secretary, and she's going to tell you about how this is going to happen whenever Russia inevitably attacks.
And
it's just like, fuck it. It was fear mongering the whole time. They're like, yeah, they were just using words. They were like, they're going to decapitate Ukraine's government, and I'm like, why would, there's no point in saying those words together, you know, unless you're trying to scare people. And that's whenever I turned it off. I was like, this is pretty stupid.
Yeah, just horrible. Like, that's all it is now. Like, they're just like posturing about like Russia and China.
Yeah, but a much bigger threat than World War III, of course, is
bigger threat than nuclear fallout.
Is if the fucking moon
fell, not out, but more downward, toward the earth. Moonfall.
Yes. We went and saw Moonfall last week.
Yup.
It was a rather... I liked it, and it also kind of just made me sick to my stomach in the way that the characters were written.
Moonfall from the acclaimed director of Godzilla 1998.
I liked all the special effects and stuff, and it was a fun movie and everything. But there's a lot of Elon cocksucking.
See, it pissed me off a lot because throughout the movie they mentioned okay, let's sort of get this character. So there's a character, he's a sort of a fat creature. Oh, he's just a guy. He's like a fat guy, and he's British. He's fat British from Game of Thrones, and basically he's like...
but he lives in what, Chile? Isn't that where they were?
I have no clue where I don't remember that. He lives somewhere, dude. I don't fucking know, dude.
Oh.
He lives on Earth, not on the moon, though. And he's like, the moon's a superstructure.
Yeah, exactly.
The moon is a superstructure. If you look at the way that the moon is a moon, you can tell it's a superstructure. And a superstructure is a big structure of sorts.
That holds giant amounts of energy. There's a white dwarf inside of it.
And basically, there's the black amalgamate.
Yes.
The black amalgamate.
Yes. And
The iconic black amalgamate that attacks like a space station.
Yeah, and kills someone in space.
Yeah.
That's the beginning of the movie.
And then the guy's like, the black amalgamate attacked the space station. And
Yeah.
like, dude, you're insane. You're a psycho crazy man. And he's like, and then his career ends basically.
Pretty much.
And, well, the moon, spoiler alert, the moon is a superstructure. Spoiler alert, the black amalgamation is real.
Yeah,
Spoiler alert.
The moon is falling.
It's going to make the moon crash into the earth.
Yes.
Spoiler alert. I think one of the weirdest part of it to me is like the explanation of like everything.
The explanation, I didn't understand a single bit of it. And I think, whenever I saw that, I didn't understand it. And I was like, maybe that's the point of this. Do you remember any of it?
Okay. Here is the explanation for why the moon is a superstructure. So, like 10 billion years ago or something,
okay, yeah.
There was a society of human beings. They were super advanced. They created superstructures and also the black amalgamate, the dark amalgamate. And that was sort of an AI.
Yeah, it was AI.
And then it broke out of the little glass pyramid
that
they had in their house. And it went rogue. And it started killing everybody. And it can sense, and this is really kind of epic. This is what makes it different from other movies. Basically, it can sense whenever there's organic matter in technology.
Yes.
Which is like a thing that like a 4-year-old would come up with.
Exactly.
It can sense when alive is in a machine.
Yeah. And it kills it immediately.
Yeah, but what they did is they made the superstructure with nobody in it on Earth, and then they used like DNA and they re-evolved humans to exist on Earth.
Yes. So humans aren't from Earth originally. They are from some other planet.
Yeah, and like every single animal that's ever existed came from them, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just wild that this happened. Michael Pena was in the movie. Remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's introduced, and he's like a car salesman at a Lexus place. And, you know, obviously, okay, this is sponsored by Lexus. But then there's like a scene toward the end of the movie where they're driving away from like the moon crashing into Earth. And it's a car commercial. It is so pristine. That Lexus is so pristine throughout that entire thing.
The whole time that thing was like perfect, and then it was like a shitty ass like Ford truck.
There was like a shitty truck behind him, and the bad guys were like, "Oh, I wish we could catch up with them, but they're in a fucking Lexus.
They're in a Lexus.
They're in a fucking Lexus minivan."
And then he was like, "All right, guys, we got to switch to something a little more powerful." And he switched the car to sports mode so he could drive a bit faster away from it.
It's gonna happen. Yeah, it's like an insane thing. Like, guys, it's getting cold in the car. Turns on the seat warmers.
Yeah.
Oh, is your butt cold, but your back is hot? How about you do this? You can turn the butt warmer and the back cooler.
Yeah, exactly. But he served his purpose after that. Died immediately afterwards.
The death of Michael Pena's character is so funny.
It was
because it was like the Earth's atmosphere was like just becoming
as the moon
deadly.
Got closer.
Yeah, it was sucking all the air, I guess. And like he's walking with his daughter, and like I guess his fucking oxygen runs out or something because they got oxygen at the point earlier, and he's like, just keep stepping forward, just keep going, 1, 2, 1, 2, and he like she still has like oxygen, or maybe he gave her his oxygen. He's like, just keep going, and he's like laying down. He starts getting quiet.
Yeah, and the little girl just like left, right, left, and just walks away.
Yeah, it's just some stupid fucking bitch. And like she like walks and she gets back to the place and she's
where's
like,
Dad?
Yeah, where's Dad? And it's like he fucking
over.
like you just, and it's not like it's so stupid. It's like not dramatic. It's very sudden. It's the only character moment that he has in like the whole movie basically, and then he's never mentioned again.
He's like for the first like 9/10 of the movie, he's like, haha, I'm fucking your wife. And like,
I am fucking your wife. I'm doing sex on your wife's puss.
Yeah, and like the astronaut guy's like, I don't like you because you're fucking my wife. And then,
I wish you weren't fucking my wife, but you're pretty good at it.
And then he's like, the only thing I'm good at is driving Lexus cars around really fast. And then after that, he served his purpose in the universe and died.
Yeah, it was it's so funny.
Yeah.
It was a really, very funny death.
Like I was saying earlier too, the Elon cocksucking.
Yeah.
It was like twice in the movie.
Yeah,
it was just a very...
What would Elon do?
Yeah. He was like, I don't know what to do. Oh, what would Elon... And like, I don't know if... Were they like making fun of those people?
Well, no, the joke is that he's like mentioning Elon Musk.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's like absolutely. This is directed by a guy who was directing like movies in like the early 90s.
True.
Like this is not somebody who was aware of any of it.
Aware of like social.
And like, okay, the way that they figure out like the backstory, the lore, the Moonfall lore, the way that they figure it out is like there's like they land inside of the moon, and then the moon sort of has like a computer that talks to them.
Oh yeah.
And like it takes different shapes and forms like based on consciousnesses.
Because it's
things.
like it's pretty much like the moon is the ultimate AI.
Yeah, it's like Contact, but
yes,
the moon.
Exactly.
But it's a superstructure moon. And like at the end, basically the fat guy sacrifices himself, but he's reborn as a moon god.
Yeah.
And he talks to his mom who died,
his mom
I guess.
had dementia.
Yeah, his mom had dementia and fucking died. And then the moon...
Did it show her dying?
It might not have. I don't know. I don't think it showed her dying, but she showed up in the moon.
Yeah,
so.
the moon.
But
he was like what's going on?
Yeah, he was like in the white void, you know, sort of. And this is after they defeated the AI, the Black Amalgamate, and they like because you'd seen a scene with the main character, who's just he's just a dude. And he was like talking to his son, and so you know that the computer takes all these different forms.
Yes.
And it takes the form of his mom. But I swear to God, like I was so certain. And if this happened, it would have made the movie.
Yes,
I was like so certain that they were gonna have like it pan around again, and it was gonna have Elon Musk walk up.
I was waiting for it too.
If that happened, I would have screamed. That would have been such a good moment to end the movie on. And
because like the end of the movie, it was literally like him talking to his mom. He's like, "Am I dead?" And she's like, "No, you're AI.
No, you're part of the moon.
You're part of the AI moon cycle."
No, I think she does literally just say you're part of the moon now.
Yeah,
or some shit like that.
And then he was like, "So what do we do now?" And then she's like, "Don't worry, son. We have a lot to do." And then like the whole screen started like digitizing, and I was like, "Oh fuck, it's actually gonna happen. Elon's gonna show up." She's like, "We have so much to teach you," and then Elon Musk comes out.
Yeah, that would be like so awesome. And like I was like, we waited until after the credits because we wanted Elon to show up.
Yeah, sadly,
but it didn't happen.
No, I think I saw something where like Tesla's now, ever since there was a chip shortage, they did a workaround, and now like there's a set of the cars now that are like super fucking dangerous to drive because they're missing safety features because they were like, we don't need them from the chip. We don't
need that.
We can be smart and use the workaround.
We use smart technology. We put gas tanks on our Teslas.
We put gas tanks.
And now they work perfectly.
I've decided that maybe gas isn't that bad.
Why don't they just make like a normal electric car?
Because
like an electric car that's just like a normal car, but except it's electric. Like not a weird fucking self-driving dumb bullshit that's like chunky as hell. I think cars are so chunky.
Yeah, that's
like Teslas, true. They're like big little Lego. They're like fucking fat Lego blocks. Like
yeah,
they're like the size. They're like they have like the width of like an SUV or some shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. But no, what was it about it? I guess the actual answer to your question is just the big oil doesn't want it to happen.
It just seems like it'd just be so like not like I don't need all these weird ass like features.
Exactly.
Like I just want like if it's just like a regular car that just was electric, like that'd be so nice.
It'd be like the perfect thing.
Yeah.
I would get one immediately. And
a lot of this like future shit is just like you're just adding things that are annoying like for no reason.
Yes.
Like it's cool. Oh, you can play a game in your car. That's cool. Except I don't need to play a game in my car. I can instead play a game in my home.
Exactly.
It's just nicer. I was watching through It's Always Sunny.
Yes.
It was quite funny, but I realized they removed some episodes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I looked it up, and they like removed like 5 episodes, and like they also removed them from like DVDs too.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no way to get them anymore.
Jeez.
But all the episodes they removed, it's because of blackface or like something approximating blackface. You know, sometimes it's not literal blackface, but
They're
like
just talking about it.
Well, like it'll be somebody like doing like blackface, except it's their brown face. It's like it's like a meant to be like Hispanic or like Native American or something. But yeah, so they just like removed it from like Hulu and the DVDs and all that shit.
Yeah.
And you know, a little bit annoying just because like it's like those are funny, and also like it's not like a thing. It's not like a righteous thing to do. Like just put a trigger warning on it.
I guess that's true. Yeah, because I mean, well, because the main thing about things like that is it's hard for people to do that because like the status quo is kind of just to erase it.
Yeah, but like you're just like hiding shit away at that point. Like you're not. That's not like a brave thing. That's like a pussy thing.
Yeah, I know.
Like you should just put a little disclaimer at the beginning, which would be super easy and like not annoy people. And like sometimes it's like it doesn't really make sense. Like within the context of that show, it doesn't really make sense.
No,
it's weird because it feels like blackface is specifically like there are like kind of like there are depictions of like sexual assault that are pretty aggressive. There are like people talking like just about basically raping people in that show. That is a thing that basically happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's true.
There's pretty fucking fucked up shit that happens in the show. And it's weird that it is just that like the line is just blackface. It's like for every show. Like it's like they can do all of this crazy shit, but I feel like it's just if it's a thing where you can take a picture of it and post it to Twitter.
Yeah, then it becomes super evil.
Oh, this is a big deal now. But it's not a big deal whenever it's like, you know, rape or somebody being molested or something. No, that could still be funny. That could still be used in a context. Yeah, even if it's the main characters who are like, you know, sexually assaulting somebody, like that's fine. But this is not.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I'm pretty sure there's a scene in there where like they had a baby and like they fed it or like they gave it alcohol, and I'm like, that's not the best thing to, you know, if.
They would try to tan the baby. They were trying to tan a baby
because they wanted a black baby.
Yeah, well, they wanted the baby to look like Hispanic.
Yeah.
So they were like they're trying to tan the baby.
Yep.
But yeah, there's just like they just do all of this horrible. Like there's all this horrible shit that is not just horrible and like oh they're bad people, but it's like horrible and like in the way that like racist shit is horrible.
Yes.
Like there's so much stuff that's like that. There's even race stuff that's like that in the show, but it's just not literally blackface.
Exactly. There's
so
a
it's
point
fine.
To it. Yeah.
And like they're like whenever it's not like they're like being like this is funny because they're black. Like there's no like the joke is so clear. Like it is that, and I understand that like that doesn't mean somebody has to like be okay with that or like think that that's funny or anything like that, or even not be offended by it, or even think that the people who make it are racist. But like, what good does it do to just like get rid of it? Like beyond, like it just seems silly.
So I don't know if this will be too polarizing. Probably not, because it's kind of the same with you. Because like blackface is bad, right?
Yeah.
But it seems to me that whenever it happens in shows like this, where they're getting it like especially in It's Always Sunny. The joke isn't that they're doing blackface, or that the joke isn't that it is blackface. It's the fact that they're doing it, and I guess it's the shock value of it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it would still be pretty tough. But.
Yeah, I mean it's like fine to like not like that or like think that the people who make it are shitty, but there's so much stuff with the people who make it are shitty, and you know this.
Yes.
You know, and like they have like really shitty ideas like in the movies and stuff. Like there's so much stuff that is like that it feels weird, and it's so weirdly limited to blackface. Like it's so weird they specifically chose that.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like not even blackface. There's one that was an episode of The Office, and it was just like a character had dirt on their face. It's like what That's almost racist to say that that's blackface.
Exactly.
Like they just like I guess maybe the character was supposed to be in blackface. I don't know, man. If just having dirt on your face is blackface,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that, my buddy boy. That's kind of wild. But yeah, I mean that happened a while back. But yeah, it's a very like condescending sort of thing to do.
A little bit, yeah.
Like it very much is in line with like the sort of conservative, like being annoyed with liberals because of how they are. It's like that's a very like, oh yeah, you're just gonna condescend to me,
Yeah.
you know, and tell like I don't know. It's like annoying. Like you should be able, like even if it was like, you know, even if you think that it's bad, it's like that's something that you should just be able to think. Like you should, I don't know. People should be able to critically consume things.
True. I feel like you should be able to take it.
Like you should be able to take it and be like, oh, this thing is shitty and this thing is fine. Like you should be people should be allowed to like judge things for themselves.
Exactly.
And
I feel like you should be able to see something and then like make your own opinion. And if your opinion is wrong, then you should be taught why it's wrong.
Yeah.
And not just be told it's wrong and because of that you're bad. Well, there are some things that are inherently bad, but I feel like it should be easier to teach someone than to just scream at them and be like, you're bad.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't even think, like, anybody, like, is necessarily, like, obligated to react in a certain way. But, like, I do think, like, people, especially in terms of, like, in regards to, like, media, they should, like, you know, grant people a little bit of fucking intelligence. Like, it's, I don't know, it's very, I don't know. I guess, like, the general assumption around people and the way that they, like, relate to media is, like, pretty stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They generally view the way people interact with which I don't think I think people do interact with media in a way that is stupid. Like I think people interact with it stupidly, but not in the sense that like they just are, their brains are just little sponges that soak it all up.
Yeah.
Like that's more like a patterns thing. Like, you know, you see a similar kind of story play out over and over again. Like it's why, you know, the people who like want to shoot somebody to death. Like it's why like, they do that is, you know, it is a thing that was clearly influenced by media.
Yes.
You know, they see this shit over and over and over again in like films and stuff. And, you know, that influences them. But it's not like they saw one movie and they were like, okay, this is it forever. Yeah. This is what I want to do.
I want to be a killer.
I want to be a killer. I want to be a gangster. I want to be a killer. I will kill people with my guns.
I think it'd be so cool to shoot someone and watch them go spray everywhere.
It'd be so cool to do basically a double front flip, wall run, double kick in the head and shoot him dead.
I think it'd be pretty cool if I had a shotgun and I pointed at someone's head and boom.
It'd be pretty cool if I had a shotgun and I put it in a... Never mind. Never mind. That was about to be too crass.
Gonna be media influenced activities.
The media is fucking influenced my activities too much. The media is influencing my brain. It's making it rot and go insane.
Yes.
The media is making me go insano style. Insanio mode.
I think it'd be cool if we blew up all the interstate bridges so no one could use them anymore.
I think it'd be cool if we blew up all the immigrants.
I'm just saying, it's just a suggestion. You don't have to take it.
Small idea.
I'm just putting it on the table. I'm not saying I want to do it.
It's not.
It's just worth considering. I mean, think about it. I'm putting it up on the board and writing it up on the whiteboard.
Why haven't you thought about it? Because it's bad? Well, we all know it's bad.
You know what else is bad?
Fucking World War II.
But we all take shits.
You know what else is bad? Hitler, but we still fucking kill him, so it's
okay. You know what else is bad? Hitler, but we all like that guy.
Gas prices are pretty high.
The gas prices are really going up.
I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe we should. I don't know. We should basically. My plan is that we fill up a car with gas. Yeah. No. I basically what I do is I put the nozzle for the gas. I put it into my rear window, and I just let the gas run out basically, and I fill my car with gas, and whenever it's cheap, so I get it while the getting's good.
Yes.
And I fill my car with gas, and then lo and behold, gas gets more expensive. I've got a cup full of gas in like my passenger seat. You know, I got a cup to scoop the gas out. I pour it into the little gas container.
I have trash bags full of gasoline in the back of my car.
I have trash bags, and
if I hit a bump, I can hear him sloshing around.
I use my dog as a gasoline mule.
Yeah.
I put gasoline. I have my dog drink the gasoline until his stomach expands to the size of a volleyball.
And then I can squeeze him and he'll throw it back up.
I squeeze him and he throws the gasoline back up into my baby's face, killing it instantly. And I can say that it was the dog who did it. The dog ate all the gasoline and threw up on my baby. Now I'll make all the money on the life insurance policy I took out on my child.
Yes. Thanks, Mr. Dog.
Thanks, Mr. Dog. Every dog has his day.
Every dog is fucking homosexual.
Every homosexual I see, I'm like, I would have sex with them.
Yes. If I was a homosexual, I would have sex with him.
If I was a gay man, I would suck penis.
You know, maybe if everyone thought, if they saw a homosexual running around, if they all thought, I would have sex with them. But I'm not gay, so I'm not going to. I think the world would be a better place.
Yeah. Even if, especially if the gay people thought that. Then there would be no gay sex happening. I wouldn't have to imagine that somebody down the street might have a penis in their butt.
Yes, I just know it's fact. Move on with my day.
No, it is a fact. Look, buddy, we all put on our little masks to conceal our true reality, our true identity. You know, if you're gay, just pretend to be something else.
That way I don't have to fucking deal with it.
That way you don't have to deal with
being fucking gay.
being so gay all the time. If you just stop being so fucking gay, then I would stop.
I'd stop being so fucking angry with you.
If you'd stop being gay, I'd stop being horny, dude.
I saw that Prince Andrew settled with the one of the girls that he fucking raped.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's settled out in court, so that's good. Money fixes everything.
Yeah, true. True, yeah. He's like, this is how much I would have paid to have sex with you if you weren't a slave.
Yeah. If you weren't such a bitch, you would have gotten
Oh,
it.
no, he's British.
Yes.
Yeah. These are how many doubloons I would have put on the table in the next morning.
But no, you ran away screaming because you quote unquote didn't like it.
You little rat.
Yeah.
You little rat.
You weren't supposed to tell nobody about this. But you went and told everyone.
You went and told everybody. You went one in your mouth. You went one in your mouth at the pub.
We had a deal.
We had a deal.
I showed you my sock puppet collection.
I showed you my sock puppet, if you know what I mean.
And then that's when you ran away.
Yes, and then my good friend killed himself, and it was
very unfortunate.
Yeah, he killed himself for sure.
At least, well, Ghislaine Maxwell, her trial ended recently.
What happened with that?
She was guilty on everything except for like one thing.
I remember in like a bunch of like media, there's like a media outlet, and it was like, sure, Ghislaine Maxwell may have been involved in, child sex slaves, but have you considered that she might be a victim too?
Really?
After all, she was a woman.
No way.
She could have been pressured by Epstein. I just remember, like, there was, like, no coverage of that, like, at all.
No, it was completely off the radar. And, like, the last thing, because as it was going, I think they asked the media to stay out, and then they didn't. Yeah. And then they just, like, locked the doors on the media and wouldn't let them near the building.
Mm-hmm. In the time between the last episode and this episode, like, I got an email, and it was, like, some guy, and he's like, I'm Kevin from Podmatch. And I got curious. So Podmatch, basically what it is it's a website that matches you with people who would want to be on your podcast. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, I downloaded it just to see what it would be like, and just out of curiosity of what kind of people were there.
Yeah.
Naturally, not really anybody who would at all be compatible with like this.
Yeah,
This is not
exactly.
really a very compatible podcast for like a guest anyways, right? Because there's not really a lot of room for like a person who just knows a lot about something or anything like that. Like that would just be like, oh, you know a lot about fucking science, you little fucking bitch.
nerd.
Shut the fuck up and
This is
suck
what
my
happens
penis, dude.
whenever
You can be a guest on the show, sit on the floor and suck our penises while we talk about actual things that matter.
Yes.
I've gotten one message from a guest who appears to be willing to be on Poopcast. So let's sort of see what he said. This is an amusing little thing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's indicative of the kind of people that you'll find on an app like Podmatch. Actually, most podcasts. Because I remember, like, I was like, our podcast is like kind of a lot like some other like this is like, oh well, there's like a lot of podcasts that sort of like are do the thing where it's like, you know, a couple of guys like riff and then do the funny things, like it's just a bunch of like Chapo trap house esque things like Come Town and like from there. But then, you know, I got Podmatch and I was like, oh no,
This is a different type of podcast.
there's like the podcasting world is fully saturated with, I would say, more than anything, like wellness bullshit.
Really?
That is so much of it. So John Lee says, hi there, I'm the founder of the custom mobile app. I also enjoy having conversations on topics like, and take a deep breath, okay? Because this is about to get serious. I gotta scratch my nose.
Yes. The deep breath has been taken. I'm ready to see what the fuck this guy wants with PC3K.
Is the experience of beauty the answer to the meaning crisis?
What?
Is the experience of beauty the answer to the meaning crisis?
Probably. I don't know.
It just doesn't. It does not mean anything. Like it means literally. So like, what is I guess the meaning crisis is like, I don't know. Everything is degenerating and becoming worse. Not in like a family values type thing, but I just mean like everything, like culture. And again, I don't mean this in like some sort of conservative, like reactionary way. I just mean like culture is literally like there's nothing new really being created at all.
Exactly.
And it's gradually like fading away into becoming like all of it is just the product of like, capital.
Yes, exactly.
But like, is the experience of beauty the answer to the meaning crisis? That's just the most bullshit dumb thing, dude. If somebody asked me that, I would kill them.
I think I would slap them.
I would literally, I would take my hand, put it in their mouth, and before they could even think to bite down, I would have pulled their jar. I would have ripped it off of their fucking head. I would have grabbed their tongue and bitten it off. They could not close their mouth to stop me from doing this. They could just waggle their tongue around. I would have bit their tongue, ripped it off, spit it onto their face, and told them to go fuck themselves. If you are interested in talking through this or similar topics, what's a similar topic to that? Is the experience of beauty the answer to the meaning crisis? What is a similar topic to that?
I'd like to have him on the podcast just to find out what the fuck that means.
Yeah, he is the founder of the custom mobile app.
Let's look at what that mobile app is. It's just custom?
Custom.
I
feel like that's a thing that I've heard of.
Let me see. I might convert more listeners to patrons. Oh, how to get money.
But it's not just people like specifically him. Like there's...
Well, there was that one guy that you sent me.
Oh, did I send you, what was it, the fucking crazy...
Yeah, that guy that was like insane.
Yeah, okay, let me find...
Billy Nomad.
Oh, yeah, no.
I'm
Billy
not
I
normal.
like, but yeah, Billy Nomad seems like a legend.
Yeah, I know, I would totally have a podcast with him.
Yeah, Billy Nomad says, I'm so not normal that I may just pass for normal. Writer of songs, destroyer of tea, jaded cynic with a passion for Eastern philosophy.
We do match with him 65% though.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, we do.
I mean,
my name is Billy Nomad, but my friends call me Bill, amongst other things.
Yeah.
What is that? What did they call you, dude?
He does play a trumpet. I'd like him to play trumpet on Poopcast.
Yeah. I mean, he seems like a pretty cool guy,
Yes.
honestly. That's not actually what I was thinking about whenever I said the insane person. I have a podcast that you've got to tell you about, and it's called Dragon Slayer Ministries from Mrs. Rawls. So, okay. This is a bit wacky. This entire thing is posted. It's all caps. The whole thing is all caps. Okay? It's a born-again sister in Christ that teaches spiritual welfare and demonic deliverance for women, does dream interpretation, and explains Bible prophecy to help the United States Church stay in the perfect will of God. Now, that's not that crazy. That's like kind of normal for a weird religious person. But they have like a link. And they're like, this is where they can find free ongoing daily teachings to help them prepare for the fall of the United States.
Oh, no.
Which is like, that's cool. That's a cool... I'd like to prepare for the fall of the United States. The most important message I would share is that the United States Church needs to prepare for the judgment of the United States. Most Christians can see something is going to happen to the United States, but they are preparing carnally, and unfortunately, that will grant them no protection. Their only protection from judgment is being conformed to the image of Christ. My goal is to warn them, so they are ready. If this is something you believe would benefit your listeners, you can schedule an interview. And it's okay. So here are the ideas for like episode titles / the main focus. The United States doesn't have political problems. It is appointed for judgment by God. Christians need to prepare and stay out of the way. How to prepare for the fall of the United States, biblical dream interpretation, and this is a doozy. Martin Luther King and the Spirit of the Antichrist.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Martin fucking Antichrist. Here's some questions that he's always ready to answer. What's happening to the United States? Does God want to help the United States? Should Christians pray for it? How long has God been warning the United States to repent? How can Christians prepare? Is there any connection between the fall of the states and the revealing of the Antichrist? Why is communism becoming so popular? How is communism connected to the Antichrist? Man, the Antichrist is like
He's
MLK and like
up, bro.
Like he just kind of seems like cool.
Yeah.
What is COVID biblically? Was Martin Luther King the spirit of the Antichrist? Should Christians be joined with non-Christian Jews? Is modern Judaism the spirit of the Antichrist?
I'd love to have this person on the podcast.
Oh yeah, they would not be on the podcast.
You don't think
they
so?
would absolutely listen to our first off they'd see Poopcast, but they would like listen to it. I feel like somebody who would type all this stuff out in all caps.
I think they probably watch all of us and then like they post on their podcast how shitty we are.
That would be actually amazing. I would love to get somebody to like. Yeah, I might actually, in fact, contact this person and ask them about coming on our podcast.
That would be fun.
Just so that I can know that this person has watched an episode. I want to see a 1-star review on, like, fucking Apple Podcasts by this person. But here's the thing. Like, I'm willing to bet the actual podcast is probably boring as shit. Like, there's no way that... You just can't have that energy through, like, a full podcast.
I think that would be fucking awesome if we could, like, hype them up. That's all I would love to do is just hype them up.
If we could give them a greater platform.
We could probably get Michael to convince them. Like, if you contact them, you should be like, if you're going to hear a good sample of here's a Michael episode. I feel like they would resonate with Michael pretty well.
Yeah.
How the Bridges Bone Shrink would be a good sample to listen to.
Oh yeah, they'd like empathize with Michael's sort of perspective.
Yes,
Michael like also like thinks, well, no, Michael wants the world to end. He wants the world to burn.
True.
I mean, I think most people to some extent, but Michael in the most like sort of just like exactly that sort of way. I want to look just a little bit at like some of the popular ones real quick, just so that we can sort of get an idea of, what the podcast landscape is, because I think we're a bit insular. We think that podcasts are all these, rather, these things where you're like listening to people like goof around and whatnot.
Yes.
But podcasting is serious. It's an art form.
Yeah.
We're just gonna look through a couple of these.
Very well.
Oh no, I don't think I could do this one. Yeah, this one's just somebody who got.
Oh.
that's the I Got podcast. Look, we're Poopcast, not the
the I Got
podcast. So yeah, basically, if that's part of your history,
get out.
No, thank you. There's the door, dude. This is all. Yeah, it's like a bunch of people who are like, they describe themselves as like entrepreneurs. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a speaker. I'm a storyteller. I'm a leader. They're all like about like, self-improvement. Like it feels like podcasts like are mostly being made by like 45-year-old people who got into wellness culture.
Yeah.
For what is actually, in reality, an audience that is mostly people
who don't give a fuck.
Who are like 20.
Yeah.
And I mean, wellness, I really hate like a lot of like the wellness culture shit. It's quite bad. Like, it's very obnoxious.
It is, because it's ultimately wellness culture is just like people like they got some of daddy's money and made something good for themselves, and they're like, I think I want to share this.
Yeah, everybody.
Like, this is what it was, but they completely like omit the fact that like their father gave them a gigantic loan to start their entrepreneurship.
Yeah, they grew up in a fucking gated neighborhood, and like they've had basically everything paid for, and they started like selling seashells or something.
Yes.
And then they're like, yeah, I'm an entrepreneur now. The only real problems that they like have to work out is like that, somebody was like mean to them like at one point whenever they were like a kid or something, and they're like working through that, and like that's to them like that's what's holding everybody back, is that somebody was mean to them at one point. It's like always like paired with like the sort of like grind stuff.
Yeah,
it's always paired. They're always an entrepreneur. They're always like, this is how you improve yourself, and like it's all like I think it's like good that like mental health is something that people focus on somewhat, but also there is the degree to which it's done, like the whole CIA, the ad with like the like Latina, the Latinx lady who's like, I am a Latina with anxiety disorder or whatever.
Oh yeah,
like that sort of shit is like become like increasingly popular, and there's all of this like just reducing like experience, like making like everything is like internal. It's an incredibly like solipsistic sort of like way of thinking, and it's like a very this very hyper, like very developed sort of like it's not even like the Protestant work ethic. It's like a step beyond that.
Yes.
Like it reduces every problem within your life to something psychological.
Exactly.
Like everything is just a matter of like the way of that your brain is like framing things. Like it's all a matter of chemicals, and it like severs any sort of connection that you have to anything outside of yourself. And so it's all a problem with you that you have to fucking improve. And you have to become a better fucking worker or whatever. Every problem in your life is rooted in some trauma that you experienced whenever you were like 5. It's like, that's just not.
It's not it.
Yeah. It's I don't know how to, like, it's just lame. Like, what a lame fucking way to view the world. Like, it's like these people who are like, everything is sort of like fixated and like, and in a way like things are predetermined, but like not in a way that means anything to like people. And it's like anytime there is no like creating anything new. Like it's all just, creating old things again. Like everything that like a kid does, it's like, related to like these fucking complexes that they have, or whatever, all stemming from them like wanting to return to the womb or something like that. Like that's it at like its highest level. Like that's like, sort of Freudian stuff or whatever. Which, I mean, it's not like there's nothing useful in there, but like just a lot of it. And then it became like, obviously, if it's just a problem with like your brain chemistry too, then it's just like a matter of medicating people. And so you
Yeah.
just give people medications. And your ultimate end goal is like that they just, not that they feel good even. Like it's just that
They're
they,
just complacent.
yeah, just that they are able to continue like working and
Yeah.
functioning.
As long as they can get to work at, it's like Zach. As long as Zach can get to work at his Sam's Club job, he can go home and smoke
Yeah.
marijuana if he wants to.
Yeah, no, as long as he, yeah. It's,
I mean, I kind of fall into that as I was like, damn.
yeah. I mean, but like it's very difficult to do anything else.
It is because because I kind of feel like I relate to that to an extent of like, it is, because I'll say this, because it is my fault kind of for getting like into that like thing, but it's the best thing that I can do right now is to go work at Sam's Club for 40 hours a week and then just come home, be fucking burnt out because it's a shitty ass place to work.
But, you know, they made weed legal, so we won.
Exactly. But, I mean, for me, I've been trying to better myself in the sense of like, my New Year's resolution this year was to stop vaping, and I have. I just still smoke weed, and I'm trying to get over that so that way I can get into a different career that involves. So, because you can't just. Half the things in the world now, because it sucks, right? Because I feel like I fell into the trap, which like sounds stupid as fuck, but it's like. Whenever you're getting out of high school, you're like, I don't want to fucking do shit. I just want to have fun and smoke weed. And then you do. And then you get fucking stuck at fucking Walmart like this, you know?
Well, I didn't have to do that because I didn't really get out of high school.
Yeah.
High school just stopped.
Yeah, that's true. See, I got out of high school right before everything, and it was like, the world is ahead of me. And then, like, I guess I kind of got shitted on because I went to college, and then they're like, hey, there's a giant virus killing everybody.
Yeah, so, like, you don't get to come in.
Yeah, so
like,
it kind of...
anything.
Yeah, I kind of just became a little bit jaded at the, like, everything. But I'm kind of... I guess if you want to hear anything, like, you get kind of sick of it. And it's... At that point, it's not... It's kind of where you're coming at. You can either sit there and be like right now, be like, oh, my life fucking sucks because all I do is smoke weed and it's COVID everywhere, you know? Or you can kind of just, like, stop doing it. Which I guess that's... If you need to take your medication, that's fine, right?
Well, I mean, it's like... Well, it's a matter of, like, it's an unhelpful... Like, it's... I think, like, you can, like... It can be healthy to, like, deal with things in that way, but, like... The issue isn't even like, oh, you need to like pull yourself up by your bootstraps even. I mean, like you do have to. Like it's not this thing where you can just not do it because it's not your fault that you were like born into a world that is kind of shit. Like you have ultimately like there's some like you have to take what agency you can get.
Exactly.
But like the issue with like viewing everything is like pathological or like it becomes that like there are like the machine is perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. It is all like a problem with you. Yes. You just don't know how to fucking work it right. You know? So you're just constantly, you know, you have to constantly work towards self-improvement or all that. And it's like, that's good, but it's almost not good whenever it's like enforced in the way that it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like these things are supposed, like, I don't know, people should be, like it's not like it's the wrong way for people to like be doing things like that. Like if somebody, people should be doing that because like they want to do it. People should be finding things that they want to do and they want to work on that motivates them to improve.
Yes.
As opposed to like, you
being
know,
told to do
oh,
something.
I'm a piece of shit because I don't like doing my shitty job. Like, oh, I'm a bad like there's something wrong with me because I hate working at fucking Chick-fil-A, or that I can't like work a full-time job and like maintain like a full social life.
Yeah.
Like there's like it's not like there's greater things that are fucked up about things than just like what's going on inside of people's heads. And like it's like this ultimate like you know, you almost it's this ideology where like no longer do you have to like worry about like justifying the people who are above you, because like you're your own little boss. You're your own, like it's like the ultimate perversion of like, people in like the 80s, they were like, well, I hate work. It's so boring. I hate this. I wish I had more freedom. And there's like this thing, it comes, these new systems that sort of are like creep in, and it's like you can have all of this agency and all this freedom, whenever ultimately what it's resulted in is people willingly taking longer hours and like being miserable whenever they're not working, like thinking like always like, oh, I could be doing this to make more money, I could be doing better than I'm doing right now, but I'm not, because you feel like shit.
Yeah.
Like it's horrible. And it's like that's something like that's an important thing, I think, that has to be like, I don't know even how, like what exactly the solution to it is, but like I feel like for any like left-wing project that like somebody wanted to undertake, like that's kind of a fundamental element of it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's part of why like I hate like all the grinding stuff, like all of that shit,
like the grind set.
Yeah, and it's like you understand.
Yeah, that pisses me off too.
You understand exactly but it makes sense like why people believe that, and it makes sense like why people engage with it, because like ultimately like some of them will be successful, and ultimately if you do grind, like
you will get the money.
You will get money. You won't become like rich,
but you'll
have money. Like you probably won't get kicked out of your apartment if you're working 80 hours a week between like your job and like Uber or whatever. But like you're not like, this isn't like, it's a substitute for like becoming a person almost.
Yes.
Like they're actively like opting out of like, the process through which like you would like, self-actualize and like become a part of something. And like this is like I think part of what contributes to like the whole like just the cultural development is just sort of stopped.
Yes.
And I feel like this is like this evolution and things has sort of led up to that.
See, it's funny because what we're talking about, I've kind of already like thought about like within the past month, because like I said, I have a bad problem with seasonal depression like every year, so I always kind of have to like do that to myself. I'm like, man, life fucking sucks, bro. And then I'm like, well, you can change it, you just have to do it, in a sense, like you have to pick what you want to do. Like if you either have to be like the grind set and be like, if your problem is you don't have enough money, you can go grind for it and get the money you want. But is that ultimately what the problem is, or are you unhappy because you're not like doing anything?
But I mean, still though, like it ends up being like the issue is that like for some people it's just like they're just in a situation where it's just like not possible. I think for a lot of people, because like I think almost no matter what, like if you're working like a shitty job that you hate and you have to spend like so much of your life like doing that, like it's just it just sucks.
Yeah.
Like I mean, not that there's not still good things, but yeah.
That's kind of how it is. Well, that's kind of like what I realized too. I was like, damn, I've been working at Sam's Club for a fucking year. And that's kind of why this year got so bad, because I was like, dang. But I mean, what my solution are like what I'm kind of working on and what I'm kind of waiting on, because it needs to get warmer. Like I've always liked the outdoors, so I'm like, I want to make like a video with Wilson where we like go into the mountains and make like a funny video, but like in the root of doing that, it's just because I want to go outside because I like it.
So, I mean, it'd be like a good thing. Like that's something that I should do more too, as it does like a lot of the stuff, like a lot of stuff that like the self-improvement stuff that they do, like it is helpful, but it's just like it's not really that helpful to advocate for like people if like they just don't have time to do it. Like ultimately, like free time is such a important thing.
It is, and that because like for me, it's like free time is pretty important because of how much I like hate going to work and how much time I'm like sinking into work, and it's always a problem of like I only have 2 days off a week, so I have to fit all the things I want to do in 2 days, and it's like it becomes very overwhelming. Yeah, and to the point where it's like I just don't want to do it, But, I feel like I just have to find a different outlet to get what I need, and we'll just see how it works. Maybe I'll just keep.
Zach sort of found meaning in sending pipe bombs to different members of Congress. So
it just gets a little bit spark of joy in my
it's a
heart.
spark, quite literally a spark.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
The Allspark from Transformers. He's gonna stab the Allspark from Transformers into Joe Biden's chest. Do not come.
Yeah,
We're gonna go.
I'm gonna come. But no, it seems like sometimes, like Joe Biden, his press team is like, we saw that what Trump does really got his supporters supporting him because like he was just very brash about everything.
Yeah.
So they're like, let's make Joe do that, and every time he does it, just comes off fucking wrong.
Well, I mean, I think it's kind of funny because he just sounds like an old man.
Yeah, because he'll
like,
be like,
sounds like an old man about it. He's like,
they'll be like, what do you think about this? And he'll be like, are you kidding me? Did you really just ask me that? We're gonna do this? Okay.
What are you talking about, you little?
Yeah, what are you fucking talking about?
What are you talking about, you little? Cuts out.
Yeah.
He's about to call somebody like it. Just a slur.
And then there was that, I saw a clip of him and like they're talking and he just walks off stage, just leaves. It's like, I'm tired of this.
Like, what am I doing here?
Listen to Smiling Friends, or watch Smiling Friends.
Listen to Smiling Friends, watch Poopcast.
Yes, and go the fuck outside every once in a while. That's the message of this podcast.
Yeah, all of your problems will actually be solved if you go outside.
Yes.
See the system. The system is trying to keep you inside.
Take your car.
Go outside.
Go to the grocery store. Drive
Go to the grocery store to get away from your wife.
See the wife that keeps nagging at you.
Go to the fucking grocery store and buy some meats.
Buy some meat. Buy a grill. Just go fucking grill.
Go fucking grill your dog to death.
Yes. The dog doesn't need you.
But you need the dog's meat.
You need the dog to be barbecued. Char-broiled.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Goodbye.